What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Wednesday, the hump day, August 30th, 2023. How's everybody doing? Oh boy, this week is going fast at times and then it slows down at times. We got a quarterback. We officially have a starting quarterback. Somebody has to take the first snap of the game, right, for the Buckeyes? At least they chose a quarterback and not a wildcat formation or something crazy like that, right? So let's get into it. We're winding down here to week one. Hey, make sure you're subscribed. We have a large number of viewers who are not subscribed. It's free, does not cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe button below. And if you would be so kind, hit the like button as well. That helps other people find our show. So greatly appreciate it. Don't forget the buckeyecast.com, save 25%. You can support the show and get yourself some Buckeye gear and save a little money on top of that. So check it out, thebuckeyecast.com. All right, let's get to it. So we're talking, what did we learn from Ryan Day's press conference yesterday? Obviously, the big headliner was Kyle McCord named the starter for Saturday's game at Indiana. Season opener. Devin Brown, though, will play meaningful snaps. So that's important. So Ryan Day said Kyle McCord earned the opportunity to start the season opener based on his consistency in practice over the last 2 weeks. So again, that C word, we hear that a lot. We have our different words that are key words that coaches use a lot. And this one is consistency. Ryan Day says he expects Brown to play multiple meaningful snaps in Bloomington, though an exact plan for how much each will play hasn't been determined. So it could be every other series, each gets a quarter or a half. We'll see how the plan works out. Ryan Day said that Kyle's done a great job over the last 2 weeks showing consistency. Expect them both to play, and we have confidence in both of them. That was his quote. He went on to say, ultimately, we have to go win this game. That's the priority one. It's a road game, a conference game against a well-coached team. I would argue that last point on the coaching. On the gap between Kyle McCord, he said that it's not a sizable gap, but it's enough for McCord to be named the starter. When Day told McCord and Brown of his decision, he said they both agreed with it and they want to do what's best for the team. Wouldn't expect anything less from those guys. They're stand-up guys. Day said the team will go into each game with a plan of how to deploy both quarterbacks, then evaluate after. He said, we can't do this, ride the roller coaster every drive, every game. So he's saying he doesn't want to do this alternating thing all the time. It's just a, temporary thing. For both players, he said now is the time to put it on the field. Day doesn't believe in the old saying of if you have two quarterbacks, you have none. I'm not a believer in that either. He made a great point of he pointed to the example of Alabama with Tua and Jalen Hurts. The surrounding talent gives him confidence that we will get a good read of how good this quarterback battle is and who stands out. He believes both quarterbacks have won the team and have developed a chemistry with the team's receivers and O-line, which is important, obviously. Ryan Day also said it isn't about anything else other than winning a game. They're going to get the same plays. They're going to get the same game plan. So that's key to me, because if you do quarters or halves, something like that, you got to give the second quarterback that comes in the same playbook to work within, right? You don't want a guy that's coming in with a 35-point lead and just handing the ball off left and right. That's not fair. So Ryan Day said that McCord's someone who the teammates look up to. He's very serious, very hard worker, and always watches film. So the Ohio State's receivers, they need to help Kyle McCord get acclimated to the game, especially on third downs and in red zone. That's where quarterbacks, quote, make their money. Ryan Day always says. He says we need the wide receivers not only to show their experience, but also talent and maturity. The veteran presence surrounding the new quarterback helps in easing the team's nerves. And he mentioned on talking about Indiana, we've been in dogfights with them early in the season before. They're very well coached. And ultimately, it's going to come down to fundamentals. Very general statement you could say about any opponent, right? He did also say when talking about running backs that Travion Henderson, Mayan Williams, Chip Trainum, and Dallin Hayden will all be involved in the rotation in this week's game, and that the team will play Evan if they can. So sounds like Evan Pryor might still be kind of easing into game action. He's 100% healthy and cleared to practice. So sounds like he might be fifth in the pecking order right now. And who knows, they may not even get through all four other guys. So Ryan Day did name Carson Hinsman as the first-time starter at center. So he beat out Vic Cutler. But I feel good that it was that good of a battle for the position, just like this quarterback battle. The center position battle was a good long one that that's what she said, that went into, right up here to week one. So I feel good about Carson Hinsman. He is a redshirt freshman, so only a second-year guy. That's a little unusual for the Buckeyes to have a second-year guy at center, but he's clearly has won the coach's favor and done his work. So I like him. He's confident, former dairy farmer. So what else do you need? Ryan Day also talked about Malik Hartford, Carnell Tate, Arvell Reese. Those are all three true freshmen. He expects to play on Saturday. Reese most likely on special teams, probably not in the defense. They said the team's really excited about Malik Hartford's future, and Hartford's gotten a ton of talk from Jim Knowles. But Malik's athleticism and physicality really stand out on the back end. And on the question, has Ohio State's defense fixed its big plays? You won't know until you get into a game. That's the test, Ryan Day had to say. Other positions of note, kicking. Jaden Fielding will be the team's kicker on Saturday. Just, again, overall consistency, according to Ryan Day. So it was him and Parker Lewis battling for that kicking job. Lewis was the transfer that came in last year, never got cleared for some reason, and finally was cleared this year. And you got the other Parker Fleming, his coach, figuring out who's better there. So Fielding is the kicker. Now, let's talk about the coaches, because we have guys that are going to be on the sidelines, guys that are going to be up in the box, since we've had some shifting around here. We lost Kevin Wilson in the offseason. Keenan Bailey was promoted to tight ends. So in the booth, you're going to have on offense, tight ends coach Keenan Bailey, quarterbacks coach Corey Dennis, and then, of course, defensive coordinator Jim Knowles will be handling any defensive stuff over there. I'm sure these guys are going to have GAs in there too, like Mike Solini, the O-line GA. He is Justin Fry's right-hand man. He's going to be in the box as well. So if you remember back when Kevin Wilson was Ohio State's offensive coordinator, he was in the box. So, but with Hartline being the OC now, Ryan Day said he wants Hartline to be able to coach his players on the field, because he thinks Ohio State will get enough information that they need from the press box with the GAs and Keenan Bailey and Corey Dennis up there. On the sidelines, so that gives you Hartline on the sidelines, Justin Fry, Tony Alford, Larry Johnson, Tim Walton, and Perry Eliano. So the bulk of the staff will be on the sidelines there and can communicate easily with the guys up in the box and get all the info they need. So you got to have guys up in that box, right? Guys that you trust, though. That's the key. But those are the highlights from Ryan Day's press conference. A lot of good stuff. Obviously, not just naming the starter, but how does Devin Brown factor into this game? We'll see what he has to say going forward in his other press conferences coming up. So keep it locked in here. Make sure you subscribe, like, all that stuff. We'll talk to you later. Go Bucks.